in the world to do. I actually still think that should be in the game. I really do.
And do you think that, Kip?
I'll be honest, I don't have an opinion on it. What I don't agree with is like, if there has to be a reason. I don't like when I hear people say, young kids need to be cleaning boots, but there's no reason. They will say, oh, they're getting big time or they need discipline. If I'm a coach, because I applied the same method when I taught in the school. If I'm a coach and my players aren't disciplined and don't listen, I've got to look at myself. I'm not going to say, okay, go and do a job and hoping that will discipline you.
No, it's not a punishment.
No, I'm not saying a punishment, but I can't rely on a job to instill discipline in my players. If I'm coaching them, I have to look at myself. I'm leading the group. I'm the leader. And that's the way I look at it. And I've not heard one person say, I feel that if players clean boots and give me something that can actually break down and say, okay, this will develop X in them. As a coach, I have to develop whether it's their technical ability, I've got to look out for their welfare, I've got to make sure I keep them level-headed. I'm responsible for that. And if I'm relying on them doing jobs to do that, I've got to look in the mirror.
No, yeah, that's why I mentioned it not being a punishment. I think it's just what it was when I was younger. I think it was kind of a respect thing that you just didn't even think about. You know, it's just talking about the thought process again, right? I clean their boots, my professional. So you get designated 3 players when you're a young lad. So you go in, you clean the boots. You used to put their kit out. That all gets done for them now. But because I did that, when I become a reserve player, and a young apprentice did it for me, I appreciated it then. I appreciated it more. And exactly the same thing when I become a first team player. When I was playing on a regular basis, if my young apprentice used to come in and bring my boots and they were all polished and your kit and everything was all laid out for you, I appreciated it because I've been through the same process. But all that's been taken away now, and I think this is where personalities come into it, when you've got 16, 17-year-old young lads who obviously are in their own dressing room. When they see first team players now, you talk about respect in football a lot. Right, I respect what that player's done now. He's played 250 first team football games. I'm 17 years old, but I'm acting the way he is because I see it on a daily basis. Why shouldn't I be acting like him? But they can walk into a first team dressing room now and they're like best friends. They play 2 games and that's it. Right, okay, I've made it now. And I think that's where the respect thing's gone out of the game. I mean, you've spoken to players on a basis. So you speak to the players. What isn't exactly what you tell them?
So I made sure I didn't want to do it as an interview, so it was a conversation. So the players are like...
Are they 100% honest with you? You think they still hold back? Because they probably do.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this is the issue I have. So I spoke to loads of players, but a lot of stuff I can't use because people are scared. So, like, right now, I've got even just a message from a coach now and a voice note, but I know I can't say it. Players share things, but they're scared to speak. I agree with what you say in terms of if you're cleaning boots and when you go into the first team, you appreciate it. I feel that there's this thing back in the day where it's like bullying you used to have in the first team. I feel, and separations for no reason. In the book, you've got Moses Ashikodi. He was 15 at Millwall getting punched in the face by a first team player because he was struggling with the banter he was getting from others. And I feel at the end of the day, there's this respect and this separation which doesn't make sense. You've got the separation of training grounds nowadays, which doesn't make sense to me because you've got elite footballers from the top of their field. And I learned so much from seeing Rio literally laughing and clowning in training, like in the gym, but how serious he was out on the training field. It taught me that actually you can have fun, but when you go on that pitch, it's work. I had Clive Mendonca teach me about financial literacy. Chris Powell, model pro. We separate it, and I think I would miss out on all of that. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I think football, I feel we need more reasons for doing stuff. Too many guys just copy for the sake of copying. And this is why we say Wenger changed the game, Mourinho changed the game, Pep changed the game. You know why? Because they're brave enough. They looked at it and think, why am I doing this? I don't have a reason. But people just simplify things and do it for the sake of doing it because others did it. And I think that's what it is. It's like, what is your reason?
Kevin, fascinating talk to you. Thank you so much for coming in. The book's Soccology.